Today on Alvarez TV, we are playing and discussing the Alvarez Masterworks Customs series. These are our most featured instruments with lots of detail. So we're taking a deep dive, looking at what they can do and what they can offer, and also discuss where did the bevel design come from. Join us to find out more. Little nail buzz at the end.
That's nice. The A minor, E minor, the major, and the minor.
To the C major 7.
Yeah,
very nice.
Nice. Classic.
Everybody.
Expensive chords.
Very expensive chords.
How are you doing?
Not as expensive as Tim's.
No, Tim had some
13s,
very
9s.
expensive chords.
Big bag of chords like that.
Yes. How are you doing?
Doing well, mate. Yeah.
These are pretty.
So we've mentioned these before. I don't think we've featured them though, have we?
No, I think we've done a reel. I think maybe I did or someone did a reel of one of them, perhaps this one. But we haven't actually had them on the show and talked about them. But they're very pretty.
What are they?
These are the new Customs. And we have 4. So we have 2 dreads and we have 2 GAs. We have 2 all mahogany, so the 66s. And then we have 2 with Sitka and rosewood. You're quite taken with that, aren't you?
I'm really impressed with this. I'm not a grand auditorium man, and these guitars are built for. Alvarez as a brand is not an ostentatious looking line of guitars, is it? We're fairly minimal, and I think that comes from throughout the history of Yairi. There's been some really well dressed and very inlaid instruments.
Yes, exotic looking
guitars, yeah, and quite over the top. But there was a time in the 80s and 90s where people loved Tree of Lifes, Masters of Inlay, all that sort of stuff. But then also in Japanese sort of design and culture, there's like this, I think it's called shibue. There's like this understated elegance.
Shibue.
I think it's called that. I might be wrong. I hadn't thought about that for years. We've always sort of stuck to that design where it's quite understated. So these are as dressed as we get. As Dee said, there's 4 models. There's mahogany, and Sitka and rosewood. They're Masterworks, so they're all solid. They have ebony binding, which is not the easiest job in the world.
Yes.
So we had to sort of work out how to cut that a little thinner to bend it easier.
But not just that though. We've got a bevel here and a bevel here. That must be pretty difficult to do.
So there is a join. So it would be you can do this all in one piece, but it's very, very, very time consuming and very difficult. So we do have a little join. It's virtually impossible to see. So we have ebony binding. The ebony binding comes around, and then this piece for the bevel.
Oh, that's
joint.
a separate piece.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
But it's you can't feel it.
It's so lovely. It's so beautifully blended.
And then obviously it's got some abalone purfling, so that's the dressed bit. And then they both got shadow bursts. And as Dee said, and I'm sure Sam will show us better, they have this cut here.
Yes.
Of which we've called a back bevel.
Yes.
But invented as a rib rest.
Mr. William Laskin of Canada.
Exactly.
Who's been a luthier for over 50 years, and is somewhat celebrated. I think we should do a little link because he's got some beautiful stuff. The inlays on his necks are incredible, very high.
Yeah. So bevels and armrests are credited as an innovation of William, I think, known as Grit Laskin.
Grit Laskin.
Who is a Canadian luthier, and his guitars are unbelievable. I've never played one, but the inlay in his fingerboards and the precision of his build look unbelievable.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So it's williamlaskin.com, but he is credited with designing first using bevels and armrests.
Yeah, because we've had this for quite some time, haven't we? The sort of the armrest, but not this. This is the new thing for us.
But I think he did that as well, or he certainly was credited in designing a rib rest, which kind of what it is. So this takes the edge off of your arm, and then you take this off when you lean the guitar into you, which is very, very comfortable.
I've got to tell you too, when way back when we did the Alvarez, and I played the bass for the first time. I was standing up playing it. Man, it was quite. I mean, not sitting down, but standing up. And then I got another bass sent over, which had
you had lines on your arm, didn't you?
Yeah, and then of course we have that. The AEB 70 is now part of our in our family. Yeah. But that makes a huge difference when you.
I think when you're playing live and you're standing, certainly
standing was a.
When you've got a guitar for some hours, it definitely makes a difference. You got to be careful, or we do anyway. You see, some which are quite wide. We keep them pretty slim because you've taken some of the top away, really. We don't want to do that. So we keep ours kind of slim. We also keep our rib rest, which we would call a back bevel, very slim as well. Some people, when you think about it, the Stratocaster has got the biggest bevel in the world, hasn't it? And that was, late 40s, was it?
Yeah. I wonder if that was the inspiration for the rib rest.
For acoustic guitars, definitely it's credited to Mr. Laskin. But really, when you think about ergonomics, body development, Stratocaster. I mean,
every time.
Yeah. It's
every
perfect,
time.
Isn't it?
Well, it's never been improved upon.
That's why it's still exactly the same and everybody loves them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like sound, comfort, everything. I mean, he cut a big chunk out of the back of that, didn't he?
And when we were in Dallas at the guitar show, oh man, some of those old Strats, 50s Strats, and they're just like, they're just never been improved upon because it's perfection,
It's unbelievable.
Incredible.
You can get something right. Same with these in a way. I mean, Mr. Martin certainly did very well.
Yeah.
And even the classical guitar probably hasn't changed as well. The violin, whatever. I think they were dialed in
hundreds of years of violins.
Yeah, pretty early. But anyway.
But these are cool. So, but they've got the specs. They've got the hi-fi in.
Hi-fi.
They've got a lighter finish.
They've got the new finish, so new Masterworks finish, abalone purfling, front and back, ebony bevels with ebony binding, hi-fi fitted. All of them have cutaways. One's a 66, one's a 70.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with this.
I love the tuners on this.
Tuners are great. We've sourced new tuners.
They're so accurate and so. Yeah.
They're absolutely fantastic. This is more full body than I remembered it. To be honest, when I came in this morning and picked this up, it was like, oh, it's great. So please check them out. I think when I think about these instruments, there's a lot of work in these guitars. And I think we've mentioned before, like the majority of cost in guitar building is labor. They're not quick to build.
Yeah.
There are shortcuts you can take.
Sure.
machinery you can use. You can speed things up. Even in Alvarez, even you know, a lot of it is handmade, and there's a lot of work and skill that goes into these. And I think these offer a pretty compelling offering for what we offer them for. So I think please check them out. It's our custom series from Masterworks.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys.
No worries.
Thank you. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button and consider subscribing to our channel. If you want to watch more videos like this one, click the video on the screen now.